For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again. Prime. This is about the fate of all living things. Unicron is coming.
From the first Transformers movie to Rise of the Beast, what's the biggest change do you think the most?
I think the challenge each time is to make something that feels new to the audience and also respects what we've done before.
Yeah.
So each time it gets harder in a way because you're trying to do something new. And so I think the difference between the two is they're similar in terms of how you approach making them.
Yeah.
But the challenge of making it where we can surprise the audience, where we can do all those things, that's the difference. That's the biggest difference, is the challenge of surprising you.
What's the biggest surprise in this movie? Yeah.
I think as much as the fans have always wanted the Beast to be part of it, it's not a natural fit to have animals and cars.
Yes.
There's something about that, right?
Yeah.
And so we have debated for a long time the Beasts, but we could never figure out a story that felt naturally they would be in it and that they would have a reason to connect with with the Autobots.
Yeah.
So I think the surprise is, it certainly was for me, was how natural it felt. It didn't feel like we were forcing these two things together.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully the audience, I know we haven't screened it very much. We've literally had two screenings. But so far the reaction has been that has been a natural experience for them.
Could you talk about Anthony and Dominic? What special qualities do they have that's attracting you to choose and invite them to join these movies?
Well, obviously they're two really good actors, first of all. But you know, these characters, we designed the characters to have an underdog quality to them, to be the kind of person who has not been given everything in life. Now you can hear them, they're all yelling. So they're fun to work with right there. So now you're hearing them, right? And that's through the wall. So imagine when they're right here. So they've grown up in an experience where everything is not possible. Like they've had that personal experience. So bringing that to these characters was really fantastic.
Why choose the G1 look and the stories to the sequels for the Transformers?
Well, again, you know, to me, you want to keep. First of all, G1 was great.
Yeah. G1
and a lot of people's relationship to the Transformers is from G1. So it's fun to bring that back, you know? And again, we want to do something different. You know, will it always look like G1? Probably not. Like if we make more movies, they're gonna change. The key to it though is each time there's different design things that are going on. So it doesn't feel like the same old thing, but it feels like the thing you care about.
G1 has many characters. It's not to show in these movies. Which one do you want to bring?
It's a good question. There's so many characters. That's part of the hard problem is there's so many characters. I love Ironhide, and because we're before Michael, the movie we killed him in, you could bring him back. So I want to bring Ironhide back.
Oh, okay.
You know what? What's fun is that because people care so much about this, we get so many characters that people want. You know, and the hard part is if you put too many characters, then you never really get to know any of them. So that's the hard part for us. Is you know, like. This time we bring in the Beast and we bring in Mirage. You know, if you had more characters, you wouldn't get to know them very well. So each time we have to be careful about which ones we bring.
Okay, final, can you say hello to fans in Taiwan?
Sure.
And recommend these movies?
To all our fans in Taiwan, thank you for supporting us. We know you support us and it really means a lot to us. We hope you enjoy this movie and have fun, get emotionally moved, and get wowed.
From the first Transformers movies to Rise of the Beast, what's the biggest change do you think?
I'd say we slowed down a bit, in a good way to really understand like what the characters are going through. There's more robot storylines at screen time, where Optimus Prime, he has a full arc in his film. People actually go back, people don't notice, but Optimus Prime doesn't pop up until like an hour 07 into Transformers 1. He's there in the very beginning of our film and all the way through the end. So that meant a lot to me to develop the Optimus Prime that we all know and love in the first one, but start him off in a place where he doesn't understand humans and planet Earth yet. So that's something big and different from the others.
You mentioned you watched the first Transformer movies when you were 19. Do you have any special feelings when you first watched?
Yeah, no, the feeling I got, I just remember me and my friends, especially my roommate, I watched it in college. We were talking about it like nonstop. Like at that time, there was a lot of slow motion in the film, and we got to see the pieces of the transformations for the first time. So like my mind was blown, and I was like, wow, this is insane. Like in terms of the CGI and the level of detail. So yeah, I didn't know I was going to be making a movie years later of Transformers, but at the moment as a fan, I was just enjoying the ride and a great cast.
I love the action scenes in these movies. And you mentioned that this is from the credit too. And what is your favorite fight scenes for you in this movie?
My favorite fight scene?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. My favorite fight scene, there's a moment where they're all working together finally towards the end of the third act. And Noah is an actual transformer. And I feel like we've just never seen that before in these movies. And the fact that he can fight side by side and help out Optimus Prime when need to, and his really cool exosuit was really special. And Noah did all his stunts, so he was on a wire the whole time doing all the lifting and dragging across the ground, pretending that he had jetpacks on just for the time being. And it came about really great. His choreography and him doing his stunts helped out a lot too, and helped it look really real.
And compared to the director Michael Bay, do you have any change for these movies?
Yeah, I think for us, we'll try to stay true to some of the storyline in the Michael Bay's movies. But for us, I feel like, us starting off in a fresh place with Optimus Prime and where we can go can be a lot different, especially now that we've introduced a new villain, Unicron, and opened up the rest of the franchise and world, meaning the universe. I feel like there's a lot more to explore for sure that will sort of start to deviate from what, Michael Bay's films were.
Which Transformers in G1s do you like the best?
It was actually Hot Rod. Hot Rod was one of my favorite characters in G1. Yeah, I felt like we never got a chance to explore him in live action. He was a little bit in The Last Night really quickly. But like I remember, again, my first interaction with Transformers was the animated movie back in '86, and Hot Rod was the cool. Yeah, he was a cool dude, And when we got into live action later on, Bumblebee became that. But like to me, it was Hot Rod, and so he was one of my favorites back in the day.
Can you say hello to the fans in Taiwan and comment these movies?
Hey everybody in Taiwan, I can't wait for you guys to check out Transformers: Rise of the Beast. A lot of love was put behind it, and you guys are gonna have a blast at the movie theaters.
We know the Transformers are successful and the classic movie series. And what was your first reactions when you participate in these movies? You do share your family or friends?
I told my mom I'm gonna be a Transformer. She said, "Toby, are you crazy?"
Why?
No, I'm just playing. I just made it up.
I didn't tell my family because it was kind of like, well, you have it, but we have to make sure the schedule works out. And there's this thing with acting, it's like, you don't know if you got the part until you're actually on the set. Like, so you don't even, like, you almost don't believe it until you get there. Yeah. So it's kind of like, do I tell people? Because anything can happen in between. Yeah. But just when I did my chemistry test with Anthony, after that, I just felt the energy and I really felt my spirit. Like, I really think I got this part.
I was excited. I don't remember what I did right after that, but I know I called my mom at some point in that day, and my mom said, "Antonio, are you crazy?"
Antonio, are you crazy?
Each Transformers has unique personalities in these movies. Yeah. And could you share which Transformers are most like yourself?
Probably Mirage. Now I'm a mix of Mirage and Primal. I feel like I'm serious and a joke at times, so it could be a serious joke.
I feel like you're like Air Razor. I don't know what you meant to do with that, with the characters connecting, but I do feel like in real life she's really like wise, and she's always really like thinking of the deepest meaning to whatever's happening. And I feel like, you know, even when we've been hanging out all day and you've been talking and everything is.
Come on,
you know,
again.
you know
Come on.
Wow, you really see me.
Oh, yeah, elevator.
No, I mean, I feel like it's like kind of obvious, but I think I'd pick Mirage. Because one, you have a lot of swag. Yeah, you're a swaggy dude. Got a lot of charisma. He's funny, sincere, loyal, protective. All those things.
And finally, can you say hello to the fans in Taiwan and recommend these movies?
Come see the movie.
Taiwan, we sending y'all all the love. Thank you for watching Transformers always. Thank you for watching this Transformers. Go out and see it. Take your friends, take your kids, take your kids, your friends' kids, your cousins, and your everybody.
Yes.
The kids you babysit.
Come on.
Go take them all out
Pick
to see
'em
this
up.
movie, man. We love y'all, man.
Yes, thank you so much.
Let them come.